Well, the reason why that character is written that way is because the way that you have to write characters that are of like a unique gender identity is you have to treat them like they're children that are never wrong about anything. Because you can't have a non-binary person with flaws, because if you have that, that means that you're saying that non-binary people are flawed. This is Twitter logic. That's the way it works.
Honestly, that's 100% true. I don't agree with it at all, but that is Twitter logic. I mean, that's Twitter logic explained. I'm gonna go in.
Insider told me that refunds are skyrocketing for Dragon Age Veilguard and whole Trump.
Jay, this does not look good for you. I know you're gonna play Dragon Age Veilguard tomorrow, but it looks like a whole bunch of people are asking for refunds. So I hope you beat it within 14 days so you can get that refund.
Thing has caused BioWare devs to lose their collective minds. Legacy Gaming Media, who assured us all Dragon Age Veilguard was a total success, the game didn't just underperform, it cratered.
Yikes.
Hardly 75,000 in pre-orders, less than 500,000 copies sold, and 30,000 refunds.
Holy shit, 10 years and a budget of $150 million to $250 million?
Man.
This is worse than Concord.
Man. It's not looking good, huh?
No, it's not.
That's pretty bad? Yeah, it is. I can't believe Anthem sold better.
I can.
There are tons of games that sold way better than that.
Pal World.
At its peak, Dragon Age the Veilguard had a Steam rating of around 80%. And for days now, it's been steadily declining, back down to around 70. And it looks like the public opinion over on the Dragon Age subreddit is also
You know what's really funny? Is that this was 1 day ago, and it's already gone down by another 20,000.
Oh, not good.
Shift. You may have seen previously how ASMONGOLD posted that he was...
Asmon. Is he the Lynch King of the internet? He might be the Lynch King of the internet, y'all. I mean, look at that face.
Did I do that?
Decided to play Dragon Age Veilguard over on that subreddit, to which he was extremely swiftly banned from the entire thing. Apparently, moderators even went on to set some auto mod function up that instantly
Asmon was banned, LOL.
anyone subscribed to
Why was he banned? I missed that.
Asmon subreddit too.
That's right.
Then I saw some reports from a few other subreddits that this was also occurring.
That's also known as racism. So yeah, it's a racist subreddit, and Reddit is racist against me and other gamers. Other based gamers, they're racist against us.
Based.
There, where similarly anyone subscribed to those subreddits were also automatically banned from our Dragon Age.
Yeah, there it is.
You're not fond of Asmon?
Oh, I checked my account and saw that I was following ASMONGOLD. So this is what happened. Any person who has ever made a post or done any level of interaction with my subreddit will be categorically banned from other subreddits. We're basically getting quarantined by all the soft boys on Reddit. That's right.
Damn.
That's the Bad Boys Club, bro. It's Roach Ranch. Which, by the way, I think
it's Roach Ranch.
We have 15,000 members in it now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
50,000 roaches.
I said that on Twitter. I said that they banned my subreddits because they thought my subreddit had an inferior culture.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh god, people were mad about that one. Oh jeez. Oh boy, oh boy. We like to have a little bit of fun. What can I say?
It looks like people over on our Dragon Age really didn't want any negative opinions about the game being posted there. There were a few critique posts I saw getting through, but they were only like the most mild of critiques, and they were few and far between, especially when compared to the overwhelming amount of posts there that were just shilling for the game. As mentioned a moment ago, however, it looks like things are starting to change. Either they've given up trying to keep it just an echo chamber, or the game's biggest offenders are finally admitting that the game's not as good as they were trying to say it is. It's like it's
crazy that Jason Schreier deleted his post talking about the game doing well. That is unbelievable. And do you want to know why I bet he deleted his post? I bet he deleted his post because he got information like inside information from BioWare or from somebody who he trusts that knows, and he's like, oh, geez, oh, all right, get rid of this, get out of here.
How is being dropped?
You said there are things in the game that you don't agree with, but you're not gonna bash until you try it. That's a beautiful mindset to have. That is a beautiful mindset to have.
Perhaps what's going on is a combination of both things. Regardless,
I know I'm bashing on this game, but so it's like kind of hypocritical for me to say what I'm about to say, but I have tried to implore like that more in my life. Like when I saw the trailer for Space Marine, it really didn't look like it was my kind of game, but then I played it and had it, loved it. What was another game that recently came out? Throne and Liberty. I didn't think I was going to like it, loved it. Off the Grid, thought I might like it, realized it was everything I wanted in a game, and I can't wait to see where that one's going.
Let's take a look. From 21 hours ago, a top post reads, soft reboot, devoid of life.
Soft reboot.
So obviously avoided spoilers in the intro to this post, but I'll delve into some in-game spoilers later. This game doesn't feel like a Dragon Age game. It feels like a spin-off made by writers who didn't read the material beforehand or who hate this game. Let it be known
that's true.
The entire game's not bad. Solus has some good moments, but overall the writing and story are a dumpster fire. A good example is Morgan.
Anytime that I see a character that was previously sexualized in a story that is made less sexualized, or the character is less
appealing,
like less attractive, I automatically assume that the entire game is bad. And I know this might sound like, wow.
I try not to make that logical conclusion. I see what he is saying, but that's not always the case.
You insane.
But seemingly 8 out of 10 times it is.
An idiot. Why would you do that? But if you think about it the way that I think about it, ask yourself the question, why would you do that? Why would you take a character that is very attractive and that players clearly like, and then make it worse? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because, number one, you don't respect the source material, and number two, you want to use the source material.
I am friends with people that we don't agree 100% with, but we are still good friends, and that's because you're a mature freaking adult, and that's beautiful to hear that you can have opposing ideas. I know it's a wild time nowadays that people can have opposite opinions but still have friends or still be friends, and it's just because this is how I like to think about it, is if we're fingers and we're overlapping things, like there's so much more in the middle here that we can connect with, and there's just these things, these fringe outliers that we have, like difference of opinions with, but in all honesty, that just gives you a better perspective, because sometimes they can have a difference of opinion and you can have a viewpoint, but their opinion comes from a light that isn't shining on your viewpoint, so they're kind of enlightening you to a new way of looking at something, giving you a bigger perspective on the world, and thus giving you more of an aperture of being able to understand and have empathy towards different things. I know that was kind of a word salad. I'm sorry I don't have any ranch to deliver to you, but hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting
as
down
a vehicle for your worldview.
We recognize
and I think that people that do those two things oftentimes aren't going to tell good stories, because their focus isn't about telling a good story. It's about telling their story. That's the reason. And I think that any time that you ever see a video game and they have uglified characters, you should immediately assume that the game is garbage, because it's been infected with a sense of with a sort of rot that will permeate the entire game.
I don't look at the game as garbage, but I definitely look at it as the game has an infection. I'm like, I wonder if they can get this infection out of the game.
For me, I actually think it is a canary in the coal mine.
In Origins was a distant, cold, but somewhat caring individual once she got to know you. The crew slowly turns her to be kinder as time goes on. And if she had Kieran, a popular choice with the Warden usually, she ends up being a far more caring figure. In Inquisition, where we see her next, even without Kieran, she's grown slightly warmer, if only because of her affection for the hero of Faldrin, and her friends like Leliana. And yet Veilguard feels like it's butchered that in a way. You see her in-game as a deus ex machina. She appears when the plot demands it, drops off lore and tidbits, and leaves.
Let's say we read the same book, you're going to get something different from me out of it. Oh, dude, that is so beautiful. We could read the same exact... Oh my God, this is so 100% true. We could read the same exact literature, but get two different stories and two different lessons from it. And the beautiful thing is, if we're close enough friends to where we're able to communicate what we learned from it, we could take it not as being offended that you and I didn't get to the same end goal conclusion. We could in fact learn, and I could tell you all of the lessons that I learned. You could tell me all the lessons you learned, and thus together we just became better people from reading the same kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That is 100% spot on.
You can have no interactions with
Jay,
her
you got a
outside
big
of
brain.
cutscenes and can't prod her or get to know her as the Inquisitor did.
Good
Did
shit.
she have Kieran and
Good
marry
shit.
the Warden? It's implied that she at least had Kieran because Solus takes a massive portion of power from Mythil, and she's at her strongest with that plot point, but the game makes no effort to actually speak about this. And
I'm so stuck up on that, Jay. I also say another way that I think about it too is like we're trying to paint the same painting, but like if I'm using watercolor and you're using pastel, we're doing the same painting, but it's in two different ways, and there's two different lessons and two different techniques and two different ways to get to that end goal. I love it. He said,
the Warden, who is
"Truth,
teased
brother,
to
I
be
try."
hunting a Kieran Inquisition, is not mentioned. Did he live,
Somehow I woke up
die,
feeling
cure
This is what I
dangerous
was
today.
saying before, is that people that have no respect for the source material have no respect for the source material.
They just have no respect, or don't know how to show respect, at least.
And that doesn't just end with
And that's not even just games. That we can look at Johnny Somali. If you don't respect other cultures and the things that come before you, it's gonna catch up. It's gonna catch up real quick.
making a character more woke or less attractive. It will permeate the entire story. And this is the exact example.
We'll never know. Not that it matters by the halfway point of the
Yeah,
game.
see?
So much of this game feels
What?
empty
No
and
way.
devoid of life because the NPCs sit around doing nothing.
That
You're having a good conversation with me, or a good time speaking with me. I am too, man. This is the whole reason why I started going live and creating YouTube videos. As sappy and mopey as it's gonna sound, guys, it's not like I have like a large list of friends around me. I've had a blessed early 20s where I got to travel, but a lot of my friends are spread across the state, so it's not like I have the opportunity to sit down and talk to people in person. So being able to record videos and then go live and have actual conversations in real time with you, and then going into the comment section later on YouTube and going back and forth with people, it has been a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie, but it has been something that I am truly, truly grateful for, because it does feel like I'm building, like, or fostering, I don't want to say building, fostering this Breakfast Club-esque community. We have people from Japan that was in here earlier. We have people from India, from the States, from Ireland. We were in a Discord call from a dude in Ireland who was giving me a Trump accent. That was the funny. Imagine Conor McGregor doing a Trump accent. It was the funniest thing I think I've ever heard. I was crying. But that's the type of community that we're fostering here, where everyone's just trying to make each other laugh, hold each other accountable, and at the end of the day, help each other be the best people that we could be. Beautiful thing.
That's the thing, is like everybody always gets mad at me. They say, oh, he's just saying what's obvious. I know. I fucking know. I'm not a wizard. How the fuck are people like, oh, wow. Why do I need to say that?
I don't know. If you look like a wizard, you speak like a wizard, ASMONGOLD, you're a wizard. You're a wizard, Asmon.
This? It should be fucking obvious.
He's Asmon the Black, apparently.
But it's not. Nobody sees it. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. I
You
go
are
on the
taking
internet, I
crazy
read
pills.
these comments. These people aren't even living in reality. What the fuck is going on? I don't know.
Thing. And the NPCs we know from previous games either don't act the way we expect them to, or are so distant from who they used to be, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Even Morgan, who was in character, wasn't given a chance to finish her plot thread. Kieran basically doesn't exist. And the game treats all of the prequels to this as if they're taboo topics. I feel like even if
Ooh.
this game's writing and story were better, which I don't think it does, it wouldn't get close to what the previous games had because the world feels devoid of all life and care once put into it. And the ending really helped cement the idea that they did this to distance themselves as much as they could from the Dragon Age Keep, and the Sea of Choice is transferred over. From just 9 hours
Oh,
ago,
man.
another top post reads, "Am I the only one who can't stand Tosh? I need a..."
Uh-oh. It looks like we've got a bigot. Yeah.
We got a sexist here in the chat. Watch out.
A fucking bigot in here. Oh, wow. That's real bad.
Give him the ban. Get him off Kick. Can't stream on Twitch. He's a bigot.
Do you think BioWare will be closed before the next Mass Effect? No. I think
Unfortunately,
usually
no,
you
I
need 2
agree.
points on a graph in order for a studio like this to fail,
And this is just
especially
one.
if it's a big studio like this, like BioWare. So they'll probably need Mass Effect 5 to fail too, and then they'll be done. Anthem? Well, who made Anthem?
Ubisoft, I thought. BioWare?
Attention all internet users. Stop seeing ads for free when you can get paid to see them. Do you know how much of the content...
Oh, Bio. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
So maybe they are cooked.
Man.
It's Go Jover. It's Go Jover for them.
Wow, I didn't know that.
The place to vent. Just got done with the scene where I had to play peacemaker between them and Emmerich, and the nerve on this Canary. They're constantly portrayed as this moody, angsty teenager and trash on everyone else, but especially Emmerich. I get being wary of necromancy, but the guy hasn't earned the bullying Tosh was giving him. In fact, Tosh comes across as the bully to everyone. How old are they supposed to be anyway? 18? I'm trying to be patient with them and see through the end of their storyline, but it doesn't help that...
Well, the reason why that character is written that way is because the way that you have to write characters that are of like a unique gender identity is you have to treat them like they're children that are never wrong about anything. Because you can't have a non-binary person with flaws, because if you have that, that means that you're saying that non-binary people are flawed. This is Twitter logic. That's the way it works.
Honestly, that's 100% true. I don't agree with it at all, but that is Twitter logic. I mean, that's Twitter logic explained.
Brooke can't call them out on their behavior at all. It can only be nice to them. It's like...
And you can't point out the fact that if they want to be plural and call they, them, that really kind of means that's borderline schizophrenic, right? Because then there's multiple personalities or multiple egos within them. I know that's kind of a little harsh, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little... It makes me turn my head. It makes me feel like I'm not allowed to call out what I'm physically seeing. Like, what I'm seeing isn't reality.
Favorites and made sure Tosh was protected. Yeah, Tosh overall has to be one of the weirdest things about Veilguard. It's hilarious.
No, this is a very common it's a very common pattern, and you'll see this in a lot of games, is that characters that are put into games for what would be considered to
I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I thought it was like a Janai from World of Warcraft.
Be a diversity reason,
or Daenerys, whatever they're called.
Oftentimes the most like morally good, intelligent, and always come out of every interaction being the one that's on top. This is extremely common.
Jay, I'll be very curious to see how you like this game tomorrow. Hopefully we could chat tomorrow, maybe even Sunday.
That the devs have tried to push Tosh as this like flagship character of the game, but the character just sucks. And I'll never get over how creepy this thumbnail is. Like,
It's
what
so
were they
bad.
thinking? Heck, even their storyline is so far the most boring. Like, we went to explore Dragon Nest, where I thought we would finally get to see their dragon hunting skills in action, and nothing. It was another therapy session. I'm sorry, I know some people might enjoy those scenes or relate to them, but I can't bring myself to care about their storyline at all. At this point, I don't even care that they're hunting a dragon or whatever. Darvin and I already took down an Archdemon anyway, and if I need dragon hunting tips, I can always ask the Inquisitor. Sucks that all companions are essential. I would have sent Tosh packing ages ago. Wonder if that's why the writers made them essential. Dang, so yeah, that post absolutely destroyed Tosh. Get ready.
Yikes.
That's why we recruited her.
Them?
Actually, Tosh uses them for themselves now.
They asked us to let folks know.
Because they're so bipolar, they don't even know who they are at the moment. Fuck.
So now you do.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
How is it that...
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Go find the story for yourself, because the story may like the meat of the story may be good. It just may have some like little charred pieces on it that don't taste the best, but overall it might have some substance, and I hope that the gameplay feels rewarding. At the end of the day, a story is fun, but if the gameplay itself isn't rewarding for you, then that super sucks, and that's going to be the most important thing, because that's going to be the thing that you're actually interacting with.
That's why we recruited them.
So yeah, I think we've all seen...
How is it that I just keep seeing more clips of this game that are like this? I feel like, because I'm the kind of person, like, if I see one clip getting passed around, I'm like, okay,
It's one.
everybody's just talking shit about this one thing that happened.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what else are we going to do? But, like, man, I just keep seeing more and more of these. There's more? Yes. It's like, how deep does this go?
Start
It's the
unwinding
whole
it. And you're
ga-
like,
that's
fuck, how
amazing.
much shit is in here?
I don't even know what to say. Time to do a Brave? Yeah, I can't believe this.
The barf misgendering scene, but there was another one. Like shoving in as many of these things as they possibly can.
Jesus.
The comments are hilarious. This game is so cringe, it's ridiculous. Is this real? This gotta be a joke. DEI simulator. That's why I play Space Marine. That's why. Hopping back over to the Dragon Age subreddit and the post about Tosh that we just read.
Oh,
One of the
fuck.
top responses says, yeah, kind of ironic how a non-binary character that has a
Yeah.
whole arc about her pronouns is forcing a label on Emmerich and refusing to call him what he identifies as, even after telling Tosh it upsets him.
Wow.
What an insanely fucking good point. Oh my god. Wow. Holy shit. She does what? So this guy like is referring to like himself as like a necromancer or whatever, what you are, and she's like insisting that like she's going to call him another word or another phrase that sounds bad.
Wow. That is so on the nose. That is such a good point. Holy shit.
Play the clip? I don't know. I'd have to find it. That's the irony. Yeah, exactly. Like calling normal people cis? Was that the point? Yeah, it's completely hypocritical.
And when he's called a death mage / corpse guy instead of his name. Tosh's response is, what? You are a death mage. Can no one in the writer's room see the irony here? Once again, I'm reminded of multiple occasions where these weirdo Twitter activist types of people were getting all mad about femboy characters. A few months ago, there was like this femboy anime that came out, and they kept misgendering him as a woman, saying it's a trans woman. Some of the people misgendering this character.
Oh my god.
It's anime.
kind of
Why is
stuff-
this an anime?
I know
This
it might
thing is
sound
cringe?
crazy,
Absolutely.
but this kind of stuff is the reason why people vote for people like Trump.
It's 100% is because it, like people who don't even want to fuck with politics or don't even have to worry about it, who come home to play games to escape reality, and then it's forced in their face. They're like, I don't care if the orange mango says crazy shit. I want this out of my games because this is some crazy shit.
Because it's so fucking ridiculous. It's so outrageous that it just makes people furious.
Yeah.
I actually think that like Democrats have done such a bad job at like removing these like weird gender activists from their space. I think that it's done.
It's like how the Proud Boys got ran over by a bunch of crazy activists and radicalists that just completely transformed what the Proud Boy was. Now the left, the Democrats, have been infected by this mind virus, and they're no longer, like I said earlier in another part of the stream, where it's just like we can't even call Democrats anymore or liberals because they are something completely different than what they really were pre-Obama. Like Obama was probably the last of the real quote-unquote Democrats, or at least sounding like one, because we all know that when we look back at his presidency, it wasn't the best, especially with like whistleblowers. And he's like, hey, come out, let us blow your whistle. The government will protect you. The government's going to protect you by putting you in a slammer. That was more of a Trump than an Obama. That was really bad.
so much damage.
Can I get
Honesty
some
is a big
water?
factor. Yeah, it's huge.
Can I get some water?
Or even trans women. You think they would want to, gender people properly, but nah, to them it was okay when they do it. Talk about double standards. And then, of course, way before that, there was the situation with that femboy
game looks
manga,
ass.
where the localizers similarly turned the femboy character into a trans woman. The rights holders.
This is the problem, bro. Like, people don't understand it. And, like, I even made a chart for this because it was so problematic. Let me see if I can I find the chart here? Yeah, here we go. And so, again, you guys can go ahead and, there's a lot of young people that might not be as certain about how this chart works, but we do actually have the chart between boy, drag queen, cross-dressing, femboy, non-binary, traps, futanari, tomboys, and girls. Yeah, it's very, very simple. Anybody who's been on the internet and is a loser already knows all this.
getting so upset they
Son of a bitch, I'm a loser who grew up on the internet. I knew exactly about that list. It makes so much sense. That graph is spot on.
Make asylums great again.
Make asylums great again? Oh, shit.
True.
forced similarly turned the femboy character into a trans woman. The rights holders getting so upset they forced it to get translated again the proper way.
What the fuck? So they tried to like force transgender on? Oh my god.
Yeah. I remember a time before the internet. You're 43. You got a little bit of experience on me.
This is insane.
But yeah,
I'm 30, so like growing up in school, like 8th grade was when I got my first phone. 8th grade. Like that's crazy to think that my little sisters they're in high school now, but they were having phones in elementary school or whatnot. I feel like I was like the last generation. Like I legitimately might have been the last generation to like, hey, go outside until the lights come back on. Like when the lights come back on, then that's when I'm supposed to come home, and my mom's looking out the door looking for like a curfew. Like I think I may be the last of that generation.
had some localizers defending the mistranslation, including that Katrina lady. Anyways, continuing with comments on the Tosh post, this one reads, very juvenile type character. Supposed to be early 20s, but they act like 14 years old. Really weird that you can romance someone with that sort of personality. It's like romancing a child. Blah.
We didn't have phones in high school.
That's a really weird way of saying it, and I think they're completely right. I never
When did you
thought
get
of
your
it
first phone in college?
In that perspective, but yeah, true.
I mean, 13 years, 8th grade, that'd be 21.
Someone self-insert or wish fulfillment character that's designed to exist so they can teach everyone how to treat non-binary folk, except they made them super unlikable and creepy.
Absolutely.
The character is a jerk unnecessarily to innocent people. They're hypocrites who don't respect others enough to use their names. And because this game is designed by people who don't want you to be mean ever, you can't call them out
See, like, Dragon Age, it would have been absolutely fucking based if, like, in the story there was like an option for you to like ignore the person's pronouns.
Nice. What did you do in substitute of college? 24 years old. Wow. So you went through basically trial of a human, you know, ages 1 to 18. It's basically the trial that we call this game called life. No phone, no internet. Wow. That's dope.
And you can make this like the evil option where it's like, no, I'm not going to use your pronouns. You're not they, you're a her. I don't want to hear about it. But like, you know, they would never do something like that, right? And like, I think that when you have situations like that happen, it becomes very evident that you're not playing an.
I was working and playing paintball. I love it. I love it. I was working as a personal trainer, worked my way up to being a gym owner, working my little ass off. So respect to you, Jay. I fuck with that. I've done a lot of different jobs. Nice.
RPG.
What are some of the things that you learned
through a tool that's designed to teach you a lesson
on it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, and it should say like Tosh did not like that, and then like if you misgender the character like 5 times, it starts like a hidden quest where you have to fight them, and they try to like kill you or something. Now that would be an actual RPG. That would be cinema. And that'd be worth it, you know, because like you can go along with it or not. It's not the fact that it's in the game, it's the fact that it's in the game and there's no freedom to approach it. That'd be good. Yeah, you're saying, yeah. And then, oh yeah, right. If you do the duel with her and you beat her in the duel, you get banned for a hate crime. And they make it so you can't log into the game anymore.
Yeah, you have to start that character over. You have to start the game over on that. That's awesome.
Now that would be, it's like, you know, somebody said in like Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you fly the plane into the Twin Towers, they ban you. I don't know if that's true. I kind of wanted to try it, but like I never really, I never really felt the time. And I think like Frogan was going to do something like that, but we'll have to wait for our ban to be out, and then, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, yes. Abso-fucking-lutely, people love that shit. And the reason why is because it's fucking funny. It's funny, and it allows the person freedom to approach it in a way that's interesting. It absolutely does not ban you. Didn't you say that you wanted to become a terrorist when you were a kid?
Whoa, now. I think I may be taking it out of context.
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Okay? That was not exactly what I said. Let me explain. Now, Anyway, let me move on.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god.
one. There's a lot of
Let's just- let's-
context to that. It's actually a problem in RPGs.
Oh my god, Asmon is a national treasure, I swear. When I was 19, I worked 2 jobs, website designer. Damn. Excuse me. When I was 19, I worked 2 jobs, website designer, writing code, and did a factory job. I've done garbage pickup at the back of a truck. I've done dishwasher. I've been a janitor. Most of my jobs were factory. Well, now look at you. You're fucking managing one. Hell yeah, though. Though the thing that spikes my the interest the most was, you know, designing websites, learning how to write code. Is that something you still are into? You still do? And then if so, how long do you think that skill is going to be around? Because I feel like AI is going to be wiping out so much of that, and maybe not even wiping out. Maybe I'm looking at it too dystopian, but in terms of maybe it's going to make it easier for the average person to be able to create their own websites and to create their own I don't know, online. I can't even speak.